Nobody's great when they're not tired. This is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when a real dog come out.
It's where I think the real truth comes out, because I think there are a lot of people who are very talented who can make it there. There are very few people who can deal with the pressure and the stress that happens when we're there.
I feel I'm the best ever. It's not bragging or boasting. The proof is in the pudding.
In my mind, I'm always the best.
I am the greatest fighter of all time. And when I hit you with a hard right hand, you will fall.
You gotta win tomorrow. You gotta win right now. If you're passionate about what you're doing, keep going, keep believing, reach for the stars.
Everything is always impossible until someone does it. Maybe it has never been done before. That's perfectly fine with me. But I'm gonna do it.
Never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.
Hungry dogs run fast.
And let the big dogs eat.
If you look at the greats in any walk of life, the greats do things when they don't always want to. And that's the separation.
It means you have to be more disciplined than not disciplined. I wanted to be the best I could be, period.
I was waiting for you to smile at some of the compliments. You didn't.
Smiling doesn't win you gold medals.
I'm too fast, I'm too skillful, and I'm going to show everybody out there watching the show and the whole world, and the world will bow and admit that I am the greatest of all times when you see what I do to George Foreman.
I believe that whatever I put my mind to, and if I was willing to make sacrifices and I was dedicated, that I could achieve absolutely anything.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Maybe someone's don't like me because maybe I'm too good.
You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
And I've always believed like I'm the Michael Jordan of this industry. When I'm on the air, I'm the one that will make you want to hear from me. I don't care who I'm on the air with. I don't care who it is. It does not matter to me. By the time I finish speaking, I am the one that you're going to want to listen to. That's my attitude. If this requires 100% and you give me 99, I might want to fire you. Because I'm about getting the job done.
Sure.
It's about the results. And I think that, unfortunately, when we look at our generation today, not enough people preach about that. Because I think that we live in a society where people have become masters at pointing the finger at other people as to reasons why things don't get done. I think there's too much explanation that goes on. But the bottom line is you ain't getting it done. And if you're not getting it done, I need somebody that can get it done. I am of the belief that if you truly adopt that belief in your soul, then you walk to work every day not looking for excuses. You're looking for a way for the job to get done. And in most instances, you are going to be successful than not. You want to go with status quo, you're perfectly, fine with flowing along, just
safe,
to get along,
secure.
Safe, secure, whatever. But when you're trying to win, you're constantly looking to get better. My philosophy is very, very simple when it comes to my family, particularly, me being a dad. If they're hungry, it's because I'm starving. I don't eat until they eat. I'm not comfortable until they're comfortable. I don't have unless they have. That's the mentality, and that's the mentality that I strictly get from my mother. And so for me, having that kind of mentality, well, what comes with that? What comes with that is a certain work ethic that you have to put forth, and it's a willingness to sacrifice. Am I the most disciplined person in the world? No. Am I the most meticulous person in the world, like some people would believe? No, I'm meticulous enough, and I'm disciplined enough, but I think the key thing is that the bottom line is everything to me. And whatever the bottom line requires is what I'm going to do. If the bottom line requires an excessive level of discipline, I'm gonna do it. But to me, it's whatever the moment or the situation demands. And I'm a bottom lines oriented kind of person. You don't assume that opportunities are waiting for you. You know obstacles are standing in every door.
Right.
And so that challenge that you have to embrace and you have to deal with, that's hard to deal with when you have achieved. You don't work hard to play hard. You work hard to have the ability to play when you want to. But there's a difference. You handle your responsibilities first. And when you work hard and you have that sense of pride, it goes right out the window if you utilize your efforts in the wrong fashion. But when you do what's right, and it's based off of that effort that you put in, then you feel good about it because you took care of your responsibilities. Then you can go play. And I was not always confident. There's no doubt about that. I've always had my insecurities. What I firmly believed in was, as it pertained to me, was that I always worked hard. I was never lazy. I was always somebody that believed in hard work. Betting on yourself is believing in you. Knowing who you are, what you're worth, having an idea about it anyway, and willing to work towards that, to validate that reality. That's betting on yourself. It's your job. And if you can't do it, you scratch, claw, and even die trying. We make excuses every day, all of us as human beings. On far more occasions than not, I have to speak on the issue of accountability as it pertains to the entire sports world. And when it comes to the issue of accountability, I get all of that from Mom. It happened with ESPN when my contract wasn't renewed back in 2008. I was sitting up there, I felt betrayed. I felt ticked off. My mother let me lick my wounds for a couple of days. And then she said, what could you have done better? You sure you didn't do anything? And I thought about all this stuff. I'm like, what is she talking about? This is just not true. This is not right. I work hard, I do this, I do that. And then I started thinking about it. Yeah, I was a pain in the ass. I did kind of complain a little bit too much. But the biggest thing that I remember doing is that I always came to the bosses with problems. I never came to them with solutions. It was always about the problem, never the solution. And I learned when I sat back and reflected on the mistakes that I had made in my career at the time, I learned that no boss wants to talk to anybody that doesn't have solutions. Instead of working around the clock trying to figure out what somebody else wants from you, good or bad, there are moments that crystallizes it for you in your mind. Pay attention and you'll see what they are. And you'll know what to do accordingly. That is what I believe makes me the best. It's my commitment to excellence.
Do it, and do it, and do it, and do it. That's the hack. Every day I wake up, I'm a fucking piece of shit today. How the hell is this gonna work out for me? And you fight that. I'll just run a mile, 2 miles. It's the one thing I hate the most to do, and I do it like I love it. 250, 60, 70, 300-mile runs at one time. No sleep. There's no dopamine in there at 300 pounds. You got nothing. Your hormones are shot. You have to envision something that is more powerful than you. Something has to get you out of bed. And you have to create it. It has to be false. Because you're not it. You're a fat piece of shit. The problem is you. And you don't want to fix it. You don't want it. And that's the harsh reality. And it makes me so fucking mad. Every day I walk this earth and I see average all over the fucking place. So many people are doing exactly that. The supplements, the this, the that. And I agree, it helps. But once you figure out your brain, you become unstoppable to almost anything. Yeah, you can't beat death, you can't whatever. Your brain's amazing. Once you feed it the right conversation, the right mental nutrients, the right mental supplements, the right internal dialogue at the right time, with the right hit, with the right proof of what you've done in the past, and you send that right to the right circuit, dude, you're a fucking beast. A beast. But once again, you just can't read about it. You can't sit back and be a theorist. You have to be a fucking practitioner. And in that practice is where that becomes proof positive. What I'm saying is like, God, like David Goggins, he's blowing my mind. What is this? He's not crazy. And so many people, a lot of people, have listened to me the right way, and they come back and they're like, I'm totally on board. It happened. It happened. I'm like, it'll keep going, man, if you keep doing it. But that is it, man. There's no sun, there's no glory, there's no carrot, there's no victory. Like there is all of it in one. I just can't explain it real well to people, man. But what you get at the other end is something that you're always found. You're never lost anymore. Doesn't mean the journey's easy. Doesn't get any easier, but you're always found. For you to constantly win, when this voice over here, the real you, is saying, get the fuck out of here. Go. You're nobody. You've always been nobody. And it's true. People don't hear that. That's a true voice. That's the real reality of David Goggins at 24 years old. It's not a false reality. And then you had to create another voice over here that is saying you're better than that other voice. And you're in the freezing cold water that both voices don't want to fucking be in. But you win. And it goes from the water to the studying, to the running, to the losing weight, to how you eat, to how you function as a man. Every day of your life, you're winning these battles. This has to be in you. Something in you has to wake up. And usually the only person that can wake it up is you. Sometimes you can read a David Goggins book because I was all this shit and then a lot more of fucked up. But if you don't have a little flame, just barely, you're done. I can't light it for you. But when you put that practice in every day, you lace them up. And I don't mean run. It's just a metaphor for life. When you lace them motherfuckers up every day, pretty soon you win. Pretty soon you'll fuck them. If you have the courage and the heart and the dedication and the mindset about everybody go fuck themselves.
The hardest things are usually the best. If it's easy, leave it to somebody else.
Anybody can do things that are easy. It's like, how do you behave when things are difficult or when the shit hits the fan? That's what defines you.
Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy.
Go do something that's hard. Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better.
Nothing is easy. Like running is running. It sucks, but you have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes.
When you do the hard things, you will have a happy and easy life. But if you constantly choose to take the path of easy and negotiate and compromise, you will have a hard life that ends with regret.
Stop complaining about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in. The only way to become more successful than most people is to be willing to do something most people aren't willing to do.
Fam, God didn't bring you this far to lose. He
keep your head up and keep fighting. Forget all the strongest soldier stuff. God put you in this battle because he knew wasn't nobody gonna ride for him as hard as you do. When an enemy showed up to God's doorstep and he said, I want a battle, God needed somebody on the front line and he chose you. And he didn't choose you by accident. He didn't choose you for no reason. He chose you because he know when the going gets tough and the bullets start flying, you ain't gonna do no running. You gonna be right there standing the whole time on all 10. Like if this is what we gotta do, let's do it. God know everything you done been through, so when the enemy come up saying, I wanna tempt somebody, God say, I recommend this one to you. Just so I can show you it ain't no breaking them. They done been through way worse than what you trying to tempt them with. You think this gonna break them? All right, cool, go ahead. I'm gonna show you something. You done been through stuff the average person will never have to experience in their life. And if they even experienced half of it, they'll fold every single time. And out of all the things you could possibly do, you wanna complain? You complaining about the greatest thing that could ever possibly happen to you. And it's not that you get to a point where you can trust God, that God has gotten to a point where he can trust you. You right, everybody don't go through this, but God can look at you and say, I can trust you to go through this. Whatever it may be, it had to happen. You had to go through the breakup. You had to lose the job. They had to reject you. The deal couldn't go through. And it's not because God don't love you. It's because he loved you so much he refused to let you settle. You upset with God saying no, and you don't even realize had he not said no, you would never hear him say yes. God is trying to set you up to be somebody people look up and not somebody people look over, but you got to be honest and assess where you are. God has already given you everything you need, but it's going to take everything you got. So fam, if this is really what you want to do, let's do it. Because I promise you, it ain't a demon in hell that can do anything with you. The only reason why it's so uncomfortable is because God is showing you this ain't where you belong and it's not where you gonna stay. You just passing through. You passing through, so every hater, doubter, naysayer, every single one of them will remember your face when you make it to the top. You done fought for everything you have. You done fought for your dreams, fought for your family, fought for your relationships, and if you haven't noticed yet, you pretty good at fighting. So if you believe this is yours, fight like it's yours and don't stop swinging until you win. From this point forward, your mindset has to be anything that stands against me will be defeated. So if they stack the odds against you, guess what? The odds gonna have to get it too. And if you gonna say it, stand on it. Stand on that for the rest of the year and watch where God take you.
You have to want it. You have to want to be better. Obsession's gonna be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed?
You've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe.
So you just want to be like everybody else that roams the world, not knowing the power that's in them. Being fine with being mediocre. You want to go back to who you were, huh, David?
And dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen, become a reality. I believe that sincerely, and I'll die on that thought, okay? And I say that not from something I read, it's from something I lived.
Most people don't want it that badly, which is why they always ask the question, man, how did you get to where you are? You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. You don't want to do it. So I can't make you do it, and nor do I have the time or energy to force you into that place that I know you have to be to do it. This is your new life. Take it or leave it. There's no happiness about it. There's no peace behind it. It sucks. It just fucking sucks.
You want to become best, you want to become champion, and now you want to say like you're tired. Who cares? You're tired or not? Nobody cares about it.
The rest of your life is gonna suck. It is gonna suck, not because you're gonna be a loser, but because you're gonna fucking finally start to win.
Lose! I don't lose! I win! I win! That's my job! That's what I do!
The only way you're ever going to get to the other side of this journey is you have got to suffer.
I want this shit! I want this shit! Come on, somebody out there sitting working harder than you. Somebody working harder than you. Anyone ever? Hurt my family! Do me a favor and look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, am I perfect yet? If the answer is no, you're right. Being the best version of yourself is part of self-improvement. It's either reaching your limit or breaking your limit. The first step to improve is to realize you're not perfect. Ask yourself who you are. Do you want to become? What are you gonna do about it? A man conquers the world by conquering himself. Learn how to take control over your body and mind. When someone can make you angry, they become your master. Depression is just an illusion. If you tell yourself that you can't do it, then you can't. It's about believing yourself. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. If you're not going to do anything about it, you stay in the same place. If you keep making excuses, we'll make tomorrow harder. But if you would just do it, we will make it more easy. The hardest choices lead you to a better path. Goal, you think it ends there? Think about the next stretch in a year or 5 or 10, or think about your pride. If saying blood flows in your vein, then I won't tolerate you losing to anyone. You'll be the best, or you'll be nothing.